To all my die-hard fans out there, you are thinking, Jacob, you have already reviewed Interstellar all the way back in 2014. Well, if you go back and watch that video and not cringe, then you are Jesus or you are an angel, because I can't even watch that video of me. It's literally awful. I cannot watch that review anymore. So I said to myself, if I'm going to review Interstellar, I want to update it. And I need to talk about this movie because at the time, this movie was so hyped up that it became the disappointment of that year. Well, I got something to say about that. Interstellar. Written and directed by Christopher Nolan, this film was released in November of 2014, which stars Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Michael Caine, Jessica Chastain. That's her real name. That's how I say her last name. I've said it like Chastain, it's Chastain. Anyways, basically this movie is set in the distant future. We actually don't know the year. I don't think they do say it. But anyways, Earth is dying. The soil is basically wiped out. All is left is corn, and that is running out because of these dust fields are coming through, wiping all the farmers out basically. There are no more farmers. Earth is dying. So the only thing they can do, NASA has one little mission they can do, but they need Matthew McConaughey's help because he found their hiding spot, and he used to be an engineer and a test pilot. So he gets him, Anne Hathaway, and a couple other scientists and goes through a black hole to find a new planet or a new place called home. This film, guys, okay. I never take things for granted. I'm respectful. I am always like, you know what, that's your opinion. I love your guys' opinion. You guys can love any movie you want, and I can hate all the movies that I want. It's all opinions. That's what the YouTube and the internets is for, right? This movie came out, I'll never forget it. When this movie came out, I loved it. If you watch my old video, I loved it. I literally loved the movie. Like I said in that video, and I'll say it now, this is the only movie to ever have a shot in a film that made me tear up because of how beautiful it looked. And it's still true. It's the only movie that ever really make me do that because of a shot in the movie. But back then, everyone said this movie was a disappointment. And my little 13, 14, I was like 14 self was like, no, this movie is the best movie ever. I still agree with my little 14-year-old self. This movie, it's so good, guys. Like I said in my Inception review, Inception, there's days when Inception is my favorite movie of Nolan. The other competition is this and, of course, The Dark Knight. But this movie, guys, I mean, I have a poster literally of that Interstellar right there on my wall. I'm literally looking at it right now. It's the poster that I put up in the very beginning of the video. This poster right here. Yeah, that one. I love that poster, first things first. It's such a classic original poster. And this movie, to me, it had everything that I was interested in. I like science stuff. I love time travel. I love going into a galaxy, into a black hole. I love theories and stuff like that. It's so fun to me. And this movie feels real. Like, it's such a smart movie. Christopher Nolan spent like years, him and his brother, working on this script and trying to get this movie made and trying to pitch it to the studio and be like, hey, we want this movie made. And they finally did it because after the Dark Knight trilogy, he's like, I'm doing this movie. This is my next project. And ever since I saw it in the IMAX midnight screening when it came out, I was blown away because of how this movie's made. First things first, Christopher Nolan, like I said, Nolan is Nolan. He is one of the best directors ever. I don't have to get into his directing. It's Nolan. But I do have to get into Hans Zimmer's score. This is actually my favorite score. I know a lot of people are going to say Dark Knight. I love The Dark Knight. But for me, this is my favorite score of Hans Zimmer. All of his movies, this is the one. I know, Lion King, Dark Knight, everything. Like, he's done so much. This is my favorite. I don't know why. I do know why, because it's my favorite. It's the best. I love just the orchestra, the tones of this. And this movie, the music, throughout the entire... There's scenes in this movie. Without the music, the scene is not as good without the music. The music is that important and is that good. The scene where he is driving off and she's running out the door trying to say, yelling at her dad, whatever. Murph is like, Dad, Dad! And the music is blaring and it's counting down like 3, 2, 1. It is, that's filmmaking. That is what I want to do in the next 10 years of my life. That is it. In the next 5 years, hopefully. Next month, maybe. Yeah. Anyways, I just want to make movies like that, guys. That moment of just pure energy and film and acting and the acting. We gotta talk about the acting. Matthew McConaughey, dude, I'm telling, this is my favorite performance of his. I know he won it for Dallas Buyers Club, and I actually kind of agree that he is amazing in that movie. I'm glad he won it. But even though I wanted Leo to win it for Wolf of Wall Street like everyone else, but no, I say Interstellar is an Oscar-worthy winning performance from him. He's so good in this movie, and it's criminally underrated how this movie never gets brought up when he's talking about his top 10 performances. This is my favorite one from him. He is so good. There's moments in the movie he makes me cry. I mean, if you watch this movie, and you're telling me, if you watch this movie and you don't tear up at the scene where he watches the tape of his daughter that has grown up now and is like 40, I think her birthday was, I think so. Yeah, basically 30 years has gone by of him being up in space. You can't tell me you do not get teary-eyed when he starts to cry. It is, I mean, that's the scene they show when he wins the Oscar for this movie. But of course, he wasn't even nominated, and this movie didn't get nominated for barely anything. It did get nominated for and win CGI, which it deserved. The CGI is so good in this movie. It's so good because you don't even recognize it. It looks real, and I'm like, I love that stuff. I love it. All the acting is really good. Michael Caine's really good. The girl who plays Murph when she is younger, she's been in other stuff. I can't remember her name right now. She is really good. Her chemistry between her and Matthew McConaughey is the reason this movie has so much heart. Without that, the movie wouldn't work as much. Those two together make this movie care so much more about Matthew McConaughey, and that's what I love about those two in the very beginning of this movie. The beginning is so good, whatever, with the characters knowing each other and knowing how Earth is set up. And when they go on this expedition, it turns into just an intense movie. There are so many great scenes. The wave scene, the ice planet scene. I mean, there's so many good scenes, guys. I love this movie. It literally is one of my favorite movies. And I know a lot of you are saying, the reason why I like this movie is because of that stupid ending. I actually won't get into spoilers of the movie. I did wear this watch because I thought of the movie. If you've seen the movie, then you know why a watch is so important, because of time, whatever. But in the very end, with Jessica Chastain with the watch, that's why I wore the watch. But the ending, I still love the ending. I like it. It's original. It's so different. And at the time, I was blown away. I was like, I love that idea. I love that is that. And people really hate it. I'm like, I don't know. I guess I just really like the concept of this is this, and this is why this is happening in that time, and this time period is happening now, and this is why time is traveling through this time. There's a lot more to it, but I don't want to spoil it, even though a lot of people have seen this movie, and a lot of people don't like it. People just say it's really good. Me, though, I've said it in my old review, and I'll say it now. It is going to be an American classic one day. Because you know why? Because I actually do know some people, and if you go on the internet and watch people's reviews of this movie now, people say, this movie was really good. When I first saw it, I didn't really like it that much. Guys, I almost deleted my old video because it was so bad, but I'm living up there because I want to look back at this. If you look at that video, I said it, guys. This movie is really good. I've always loved it. I'm not one of those people that go back and it's like, oh, now the movie's really good. Ever since I saw it for the first time, I've loved it. I still love it. I'm telling you, there are days this is my favorite Nolan movie, even though Inception and Dark Knight. But Interstellar, guys, I think it's better than... I'd rather watch this than 2001: A Space Odyssey. In my honest, hard opinion, I'd rather watch this any day of the week over that movie. And that's a really good classic film. But this movie, guys, this is Nolan's, like, masterpiece to me. And it is still one of my favorite films ever. I will give Interstellar, of course, an A+. And with that, this concludes my Nolan series. I now have reviewed all of Nolan's films, and I've reviewed Interstellar twice. So now I've got all of his movies out of the way, and so I want to also thank everyone that's been telling me what other directors I should do, whatever. I actually do know my next director. The next film series I will be doing from a certain director is Steven Spielberg. I am really happy about that. And if you know that I've reviewed some of his movies, I actually had gone back and deleted some of those videos because I want to redo certain reviews and talk more in depth about it. So if there's certain videos that are not on my channel anymore, it's because I deleted them. Now there's a few movies I'm going to keep on the list, but there is a lot of movies I have to watch. So the series won't begin for another week, maybe 2, because I actually need to purchase all of the Spielberg movies on Amazon. And if you know, Corona is just an awful thing right now, and it's causing everything to go slow. So yes, I am currently right now waiting on certain movies to come. One of them's not supposed to come until like May 8th or whatever, and I'm like, ugh. But I do have a lot of his movies, so in the next week, maybe 2, the series will begin. My next series will be every single Spielberg movie he directed, and a few surprises of the stories he did. We'll get to that very soon. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this Nolan series. Comment down below. Tell me another director I should do. I love doing this. I've really been enjoying watching these old movies, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.